Hello and welcome. You're watching News9 Live with me, Neha Khanna. Joining me here in the studio is my colleague, Neha Bharadwaj. Over the next few minutes, we are going to discuss the one issue that has rocked Indian sports over the last several days, or in fact, months now. Amid the ongoing protest by India's top wrestlers against the Wrestling Federation chief's alleged sexual misconduct, the Supreme Court has now sought a response from the Delhi police. This after the Delhi police refused to register an FIR on the complaint of the wrestlers who have accused WFI chief and BJP MP BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh of sexually harassing them. The court observed there are serious allegations that have been made in the petition by wrestlers who have represented India in international games. These allegations are about sexual harassment meted out to them. The matter requires consideration by this court. The court has also ordered that the names of the 7 complainants be redacted or removed from judicial records to conceal their identities in the sexual harassment case. The matter will now be heard by the top court on the 28th of this month. 7 women wrestlers, including a minor, are complainants in this case. And this is the second time that the wrestlers, who include Vinesh Phogat, Sakshi Malik and Bajrang Punia, are protesting at Delhi's Jantar Mantar. In January this year, they had called off their protest after assurances from the sports ministry that appropriate action would be taken. A committee headed by Olympic medalist boxer MC Mary Kom was set up to probe the allegations. The panel submitted its report in the first week of April. Its findings have not been made public yet. And as we said, not even an FIR has been lodged. There is now political support pouring in for the protesting wrestlers. The All India Mahila Congress joined the protesters on Monday, asking why is the government protecting the BJP MP instead of punishing him. The Beti Bajao slogan of the BJP sounds hollow when you see sexual predators in the BJP ranks, says the Congress. Former Haryana Chief Minister Bhupender Singh Hooda has said he will meet the wrestlers. His son and Congress Rajya Sabha MP Dipender Singh Hooda have demanded an FIR. The Aam Aadmi Party says the union sports minister should be ashamed for failing to provide a conducive environment for wrestlers to play. Former Jammu and Kashmir Governor Satyapal Malik has also lent his support to the wrestlers. The question is, how can the police refuse to even register an FIR despite the country's medal-winning wrestlers making such a serious allegation? Why is the sports ministry silent on the issue? Why have the findings of the committee report not been made public yet? Is BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh being protected by political patronage?
जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट में है तो क्यों बोला जाए? जब मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में है तो कैसे बोला जाए? आरोप में कोई दम है? सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मामला है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट तय करेगा। कोई दम है आरोप में? हो गया भैया, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जब मामला है तो हमारे कहने से थोड़े होगा।
जब मैं रिपोर्ट पढ़ रही थी तो हालांकि मैंने 1-2 इशू मैंने उस पे मतलब उठाए और उन इशू के ऊपर उन्होंने दरकिनार करते हुए उन्होंने फैसले लिए। और जब रिपोर्ट को मैंने थोड़ा सा ही मैंने पढ़ा था, यहाँ तक कि पूरी रिपोर्ट भी नहीं पढ़ने दिया गया, थोड़ी रिपोर्ट मैंने पढ़ी थी, उसके बाद सडनली एक अधिकारी ने मेरे हाथ से रिपोर्ट छीन ली। तो मतलब बहुत बड़ा मतलब मेरे लिए भी थोड़ी सी ऐसा लगा कि मतलब ये क्या तरीका है, इतना मिसबिहेव जो कि मेरे साथ किया गया था कमेटी मेंबर होने के नाते, क्योंकि जितना अधिकार और कमेटी मेंबर का था उतना ही अधिकार मेरा भी था उस सब चीज़ के अंदर। और उन सब के बाद मैंने कमेटी के अंदर जो रिपोर्ट सबमिट की है उसके अंदर अपनी आपत्ति और अपने विरोध के साथ मैंने रिपोर्ट साइन करके दी,
जिसमें हमने डायरेक्शन मांगी थी कि अक्यूज्ड ब्रिज भूषण सिंह सरन, जो रेसलिंग फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया का प्रेसिडेंट है, उसके खिलाफ FIR दर्ज की डायरेक्शन सुप्रीम कोर्ट दे, क्योंकि 21 अप्रैल को शाम को कंप्लेंट दी थी। जो सारे ये ओलंपियन मेडलिस्ट हैं, एशियन चैंपियनशिप में जिनके गोल्ड मेडल्स आए हैं, कॉमनवेल्थ में जिसके गोल्ड मेडल आए हैं, वो सारी लड़कियां सामने आई हैं ये कहते हुए कि हमारे जो ये अक्यूज्ड है इसने हमें सेक्सुअली हेरेस किया है, मॉलेस्ट किया है, एक्सप्लॉइट किया है। इतने सीरियस एलिगेशंस के बावजूद भी दिल्ली पुलिस इस केस में FIR दर्ज नहीं कर रही थी। इसलिए ये सब रेसलर्स को सुप्रीम कोर्ट का दरवाजा खटखटाना पड़ा। और आज कोर्ट ने आज कंप्लेंट्स पढ़ी सील्ड कवर खोल के, और पढ़ के उनको लगा कि मामला सीरियस है, इसलिए उन्होंने दिल्ली सरकार को, दिल्ली पुलिस को नोटिस किया है और इस फ्राइडे को तक उनका जवाब मांगा है।
All right, the Delhi police have been asked to file their response in the Supreme Court by the end of the week. Let's now go across to my colleague Neha Bharadwaj, who is tracking this story very closely for us. Neha, it's taken the Supreme Court of India to say that these are very serious allegations that have been levelled by wrestlers who have represented India in international games. The court needs to take cognizance, and now the court has asked the Delhi police to explain why they failed to even register an FIR. What a sad commentary on the conduct of the police, the response of the Sports Ministry, and the way the Wrestling Federation of India is being run.
I was just listening to Narendra Huda, the advocate for the wrestlers, where he said that on 21st of April, they approached Delhi police to register an FIR against a man with 7 complaints. These are women, 1 minor that we spoke of yesterday, Neha. It's 25th of April today. And these wrestlers have got nowhere to go. Now they've had to approach the Supreme Court because that FIR is not being filed. And when Delhi police has asked this question, why are you not filing an FIR? I said, oh, we're still just looking into the matter. We're probing into the matter. What are you trying to probe into the matter for, where these women have come out and clearly asked for an FIR to be registered? They've said there are 7 women who say that they've been sexually harassed by BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh, and yet there's no filing of FIR. This just goes on to show the power struggle, or rather the difference in power when it comes to, you know, BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh and these athletes who've given it their all to the country. So yeah, it's a sad state of affair, and I cannot get over those wrestlers crying and sitting out at Jantar Mantar. And I believe yesterday, Sai Deputy General, Sports Authority of India's Deputy General, Shiv Sharma, went to them, tried to negotiate with them, and he had no answers to the questions they asked him. They said that, listen, why are you sitting here? Let's take you to a guest house. Let's have this conversation there. You're sitting with flies and mosquitoes around you. They said, we don't care. This is not what we are here for. We want justice, and no one's giving us that justice. He's saying, but this is not now part of sportsmen. This issue is not really with the Sports Ministry. You want Delhi police. Sports Ministry really cannot ask Delhi police to come and register an FIR. She says, everybody, this is one of the PHOGATS sisters who said, everybody is hand in glove at this point. We do not trust the system. We do not want mediators. These are Vinesh Phogat's words. We do not want the mediators. We want an FIR to be filed. That's what. In fact, I spoke to Vinesh Phogat around 15 to 20 minutes back. I had a quick conversation with her. Of course, there are a lot of people now who've joined the protesters. We were just telling our viewers. And she said that right now we do not care about what was in that report that was submitted by the Oversight Committee to the Sports Ministry. Right now we want an FIR. How is it that when 7 women have complained against this man, there is no FIR being lodged? Absolutely. That's it. It's come down to this now.
You know, no one can blame them for the breakdown of trust that has happened. You know, you mentioned that the Sports Authority officials went to meet these protesting wrestlers yesterday. This after the protesters gave a call to political parties saying all of you are welcome, and there was support extended by several political parties, as I mentioned at the start of my show. And then I think it's absolutely appalling and really insults the intelligence of ordinary people for you to say, for the Sports Ministry, I mean, to say that we cannot approach the Delhi police, we cannot ask them to register an FIR. At the end of the day, even if an ordinary person walks up to the police, Neha, it is their responsibility to pay heed if a serious complaint is being registered. And do we need to remind the Sports Ministry that they're part of the union government, and the Delhi police at the end of the day report to the Home Ministry in the union government? And if such is the state of affairs that India's star athletes who've won medals for us at the Commonwealth Games, in the Olympics, find it difficult for the Delhi police to take them seriously, one shudders to think about what an ordinary citizen goes through, you know, in their dealings with the police. But coming back to BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh, a lot is being said, Neha, about how this man is, you know, getting away so far because he is protected by political patronage. That's not far from
And
the truth, is it?
No, not at all. I think this is out there for everybody to see, and this is not the first time that he's come under controversy. There have been several instances. I remember a couple of years ago where he slapped an athlete during the national games. He's, you know, nothing was done. This was caught on video, and nothing was done about it. There are several other cases against him. Of course, he's not been convicted in any of them, but there have been allegations before. There's an attempt to murder allegation against him. So this is not just, you know, the first controversy that BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh finds himself in. Now, I also wanted to bring everybody's attention to the letter that Sports Ministry wrote to the IOA. Now, what has happened, and I'd like to tell all our viewers is, Neha, that they first went to the Sports Ministry, the wrestlers, right? And they said that, look, this is what he's been doing. We want some action taken. Sports Ministry formed the Oversight Committee. Oversight Committee gave their report in the first week of April. Like I said, it's a 500-page report. Babita Phogat was included in that committee because the wrestlers weren't happy with Yogeshwar Dutt being part of it because he's close to BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh. Remember, Babita Phogat herself is a BJP MLA, right? Now, things get even more complicated. This report is submitted, and what we get to know from our sources is that there is no clear finding of sexual harassment, that most of these wrestlers haven't really come out and spoken very openly about what was the nature of that harassment, right? On top of that, what has happened?
I'm really sorry, Meha,
That's
to interrupt you. I'll come back to you in a moment, but Vinesh Phogat is currently addressing the media. Let's listen in.
दिल की गहराइयों से उनका धन्यवाद करते हैं और जो हमारे वकील सर हैं, जो हुड्डा सर भी हैं, आज कपिल सिब्बल सर ने भी ज्वाइन किया है, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि लोग लड़कियों को इंसाफ दिलाने के लिए, ये सिर्फ एक खिलाड़ी लड़की की बात नहीं है, यहाँ पे महिलाओं की बात है। और खेल में अगर राजनीति होती रहेगी तो ऐसे ही शोषण होता रहेगा। तो जो लोग सपोर्ट में आ रहे हैं, बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबका, और आप ऐसे ही सहयोग और समर्थन करते रहिए, हम महिलाओं की ऐसे ही हौसला अफजाई करते रहिए, तो देश बिल्कुल तरक्की करेगा। धन्यवाद।
आपके अगर कोई सवाल है तो आप बता दीजिए। किन का मैसेज आया है?
सर्विसेज का।
हमने सर्विसेज से छुट्टी ले रखी है अपनी, और प्रोटेस्ट अधिकार है सबका। कौन सा खेलने नहीं आए, कौन से टूर्नामेंट में वो हमारी मर्जी है। अगर हम पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करेंगे तो हम अपनी नौकरी कर लेंगे। नौकरी से छुट्टी लेना सबका अधिकार है। देखिए, यहाँ पे जो भी आता है हमारे समर्थन के लिए आता है, ना कि अपनी वोट मांगने के लिए आता है। तो यहाँ पे जो भी आएगा, चाहे कोई भी आए, सबका वेलकम है। बीजेपी के लिए भी वेलकम है। ये नहीं कि जो लड़कियों का फायदा उठ रहा है वो आप लोग दिखा दीजिए। वो चुनाव से ज़्यादा बड़ा है। चुनाव तो उसके आगे कुछ भी नहीं है। तो हम चुनाव के लिए नहीं कर रहे, राजनीति करने के लिए, यहाँ एमएलए एमपी बनने के लिए नहीं आए हम। हमें शौक नहीं है यहाँ फुटपाथ पे सोने का। कौन से पहलवान नहीं है हमारे साथ? सभी पहलवान हमारे साथ में हैं, और हम आगे इसलिए नहीं लेकर आना चाह रहे क्योंकि ट्रेनिंग एशियन गेम्स और ओलंपिक क्वालिफाई अभी है 2 महीने बाद। तो हम सभी पहलवानों को पीछे इसलिए रख रहे हैं क्योंकि तैयारियों में मैंने 3 कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स खेले हैं, 2 एशियन गेम्स खेले हैं, ओलंपिक खेला है। तो बहुत सारे खिलाड़ी जो हमारे यहाँ बैठे थे वो नए खिलाड़ी हैं जिन्होंने कोई गेम्स आज तक नहीं खेला है। तो उनको हमने इसलिए पीछे रखा है, ये नहीं कि वो हमारे साथ नहीं है। अगर हमें जरूरत पड़ी तो जो लोग गए हैं घर पे, उनके पैसे लेके गए हैं, दबाव बनाने के लिए गए हैं, अगर जरूरत पड़ी, अगर वो अपनी हरकतों से बाज नहीं आए तो हम उनके नाम मीडिया के आगे भी लेंगे। देखिए कोर्ट पे हमें भी विश्वास है, हम ये नहीं, ब्रिजभूषण तो पहले ये भी बोल रहे हैं कि कमेटी फैसला करेगी। आज न्यूज़ में आ रही है कि व्यवस्था पे वो आप भरोसा नहीं कर रहे। कौन सी व्यवस्था की आप बात कर रहे हैं? सारी व्यवस्था तो आपने खराब कर रखी है। नंदनी नगर में आप चैंपियनशिप करवा रहे हैं जहाँ पे उनका गढ़ है, और जो सस्पेंड कर रखे जो गवर्नमेंट के एम्प्लॉय थे विनोद तोमर, वो लड़कियों को मेडल पहना रहे हैं वहाँ पे। ये कौन सी व्यवस्था की बात कर रहे हैं? देखिए कानून से बड़ा मुझे नहीं लगता कोई है, चाहे वो दिल्ली पुलिस है चाहे कोई भी है। तो कानून ने जो आदेश और निर्देश दिए हैं उनका पालन सभी करते हैं। वो हम सभी जो हमारे जो कमेटी गठित करी है वो जो फैसला लेगी हम उसी पे चलेंगे। वो हमारा फैसला नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हमने एक बार अपना फैसला लेके देख लिया है। हमारे साथ जो राजनीति हुई है वो हम दोबारा नहीं चाहते। हमारी जो उसकी सजा, जो उस क्राइम जो उन्होंने क्राइम किया उसकी सजा जो है वो उसको मिले, उसके बाद हम जाएंगे।
मैडम
सामने लगा दे।
वही मैं बोल, आप मैम देखिए, आप एक महिला है, आप खुद एक महिला है, आपके साथ में ऐसा कुछ होता है, किसी भी महिला के साथ होता है। कितना आसान होता है कि पब्लिक को ये बताना कि मेरे साथ ऐसे ऐसे हुआ है। महिलाओं के लिए इतना आसान नहीं होता है, और हमें गेम करना है आगे। लड़कियों ने कंप्लेंट्स दी हैं, वो बहुत बड़ी बात है। हमें अगर सामने जाना होगा तो हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने जाएंगे। सुप्रीम कोर्ट से बड़ा हमारे देश में कोई नहीं है। संविधान वाले देश में हम रहते हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट हमें जो भी आदेश देंगे, हर एक चीज पे हमें विश्वास है। उनके सामने जाने से हमें कतई परहेज नहीं है। लेकिन अभी वो बजरंग जो बता रहे हैं कि तोड़ने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है, डराने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है, ये बंद कर दीजिए। क्योंकि इससे ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके गुनाह छूट जाएंगे। किस किस को तोड़ोगे आप एक को तोड़ोगे तो 10 लड़कियां सामने आएंगी, आपके लिए ही बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगी और भी ज्यादा। हमें इंसाफ मिलेगा तो जो लड़कियां तो डरी हुई हैं अभी, और भी अभी तो 7 ने कंप्लेन दी है, भगवान की दया से उनमें भी हिम्मत आएगी। आप लोग जितने भी हमारा सपोर्ट में खड़े हैं, उससे उनका जो हौसला बढ़ेगा तो शायद आने वाले टाइम में और भी लड़कियां कंप्लेंट कर सकते हैं।
जिन लड़कियों के नाम आए हैं उन सबके पास गए हैं। हाँ जी, और अभी हमें हमारे बीच में है ना, हमारे सोलंकी साहब जो सुरेंद्र सोलंकी जी आए 360 के प्रधान हैं। मैं उनसे निवेदन करूँगा एक बार आप आइए। बैठो बैठो, तुम मैं बैठो,
मैं आप सबके माध्यम से और आप सबको बताना चाहूँगा कि उत्तर भारत की सभी खाप पंचायतें इन खिलाड़ियों के साथ हैं, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से इन खिलाड़ियों के साथ ये घटनाक्रम पिछले 3 महीने से चल रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। ये वही खिलाड़ी हैं जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय लेवल पर देश का नाम रोशन करते हैं और सभी किसान परिवार से हैं। तो खाप पंचायतों ने फैसला लिया है कि जब तक ये लड़ाई चलेगी, सभी खाप पंचायतें इन खिलाड़ियों के साथ मजबूती से।
धन्यवाद जी।
All right, that was a press conference addressed by some of the top protesting wrestlers who are at Jantar Mantar in the heart of the national capital. As we mentioned earlier, a lot of political parties are now jumping into the fray. The Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party, many others have come forward to lend their support to the protesting wrestlers. And now we also have the Khap Panchayats from the state of Haryana. Remember, a lot of these wrestlers do come from the state of Haryana. A lot of Khap Panchayats are now saying that we stand in solidarity with the protesting wrestlers, and if need be, we are going to escalate this agitation. Let me go back to Meha on this issue. Meha, the question really is what happens next? Because at the moment, it seems like there's a standoff.
Yeah.
The Sports Ministry is maintaining a studied silence. We still don't know exactly what the committee's findings are. And if, for example, it doesn't really show the way forward, what happens next to these protests? We were talking earlier about how some of these star athletes have risked their entire careers by coming out and speaking out in this manner.
There are two things that stand out for me. One is that they are not going to back down. That you could see in their manner, the way they were talking about this. They know that they're very sure that they're not going to make the mistakes, and they've said it in their earlier press conferences that we're not going to make the mistake of backing down and saying, okay, we'll wait for them to, to take the action against BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh. They are very clear that they want an FIR lodged, they want a criminal case against him. If that means they have to go to the Supreme Court, they've done it. Now they'll wait for the Supreme Court to hear the matter. Supreme Court's already called it serious and have said that on Friday this is being listed. What I feel is that Delhi police, now the onus is on Delhi police, will they wait till then for Supreme Court to tell them that, look, why aren't you doing this? And as Kapil Sibal said in the other press conference as well, where he said that, look, that in itself is against the law, that you're not filing an FIR, especially if it is a matter of sexual harassment.
It is.
Yeah. So that in itself is against the law, right?
So, Miha, I'm sorry to butt in, but let me just ask you this legal question and this political question. Do you believe that now that many opposition parties are coming forward in support of these protesters, that the protest is likely to get a fillip and this could now become a concern for the BJP? And secondly, since you're saying that there is this obviously breakdown of trust with the PHOGATS sisters and the other protesters saying we do not trust the Delhi police, they're refusing to even listen to us. Do you think eventually there could be a demand for a court-monitored probe, and could that be the way forward?
Absolutely. I think that is the way forward now, because they do not trust the sports ministry. They've clearly said it. They think that the sports ministry is not going to really take action in the way they want it to. I do feel there are two things to this now. Of course, this is heating up. We've seen more and more people. Congress has come in support of this protests. We saw farmers now come in, and they've also threatened that they'll do something like what they did at Singh border. They will probably, they'll come here and they'll sit on the protest with these protesting wrestlers. My only fear is that when this gets political, the larger issue, which is, BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh. Yes. I hope that doesn't happen, because all these wrestlers are very clear in their demands. They really don't want to politicize the issue. They want people to come and sit with them, support them, but what their demands are very clear, and it's one demand: register an FIR against BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh. Yes. So I hope that the issue remains that, and not what we've seen happen in a lot of issues
by politics, which
Absolutely.
is what usually does happen.
True.
But certainly, Meha, we as a country owe it to our wrestlers, to our athletes, to our sports persons, especially those who have won laurels for the country, won medals for the country, to listen to them, to pay heed to them, and to make sure that justice is done. This is no laughing matter. This is a very serious issue. Sexual allegations, sexual harassment allegations have been leveled against the man who's been running the Wrestling Federation of India for donkey's years. Remember, BRIJ BHUSHAN Singh, the man in the eye of the storm, is a 3-term president of the federation. He's also a 6-term
every time unopposed MP. Completely.
Winning unopposed every single time. And well, no surprises that he also is a 6th-term member of parliament belonging to the ruling party. Clearly, the sports ministry at this point needs to step up to the plate and send out the right message to the wrestlers as well as to the rest of the country that their complaint will not go unheeded. But will that really happen? We'll wait to find out what happens when the Supreme Court hears the matter next and when the Delhi police file their reply. Well, this is a story we'll continue to track, but for now, it's goodbye from me and Meha. Thanks for watching.